All right, welcome to this week's analysis process recording over here. Okay, so I think last week was the first time we do something like that, and the feedback were great. Some of you actually told me that it's definitely very beneficial for your processes and your trading journey as well. So we're going to do something similar like that for the week as well. Okay, so as usual, I'm just gonna record down the entire process of me preparing for the week ahead. And once I've done a little bit of an analysis over here, if there's anything in terms of like the top processes, some things to take note of, then I'll update you guys along the way, right, throughout this video itself. Okay, good. So let's get started with the dollar index. I think first up here very quickly is you realize that last week we were expecting this to drop, okay, but of course the market again is never going to be 100%, so this one actually pushed higher. So we definitely need to update that, okay? But one of the things that I always look out for is when I update my analysis, I want to look at the overall structure. Is there any changes, or is it just, I would say the quote-unquote short-term volatility in the market that kind of like push perhaps a little bit further or sort? Okay, so in this case here, what I'm seeing is that the overall 5-wave structure is still very much intact. Perhaps excuse me, perhaps what we need to then look out for is wave 5 might be further ahead, okay? And what I did over here is I took wave 1 magnitude and then put it up over here, because one of the principles is that wave 1 and wave 5 can be equal in length, okay? So if that's gonna be the case, of course we can expect a little bit more upside, okay, towards this zone where price is already very close at. Okay, in any way, this is definitely an impulse push to the upside, which is not a buy trade right now as well, because if we want to buy in anyway, we need to wait for a correction. Okay, so as of now, what we'll be expecting is for dollar index to at least do a little bit of a correction, if not a potential reversal. Okay, and we'll be targeting over here at wave 4. Okay, so just a very quick update on that, especially since we need to update our analysis. Okay, so that's the top process that I usually put in. Right, so quick comment over here, you can see the whole process. I saw this as a very clear 1, 2, 3, and we do have a area of fibs as well, so we are currently expecting a pullback right from this area towards a 50%. Okay, so let's see how next week develop for the dollar over here. Okay, of course, quick one over here. Euro dollar is very much similar to the dollar index, right? Just an inverse relationship. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, to just update the charts. Right. So over here on pound dollar, what you can see is well, the daily structure here, we are overall maintaining a bearish bias. Okay, so as long as the market continues to hold below this structure level, we can see more downside. But on forward, that's where you can see we have a three-wave move done. Okay, and therefore we can expect a little bit of a short-term retracement first. And before we even look for any potential sell, the idea is to always wait for consolidation. Okay, some kind of confirmation level before we take the trade to the downside, right? So that's the idea of pound dollar and the analysis of it for the week. Okay, quick one on Aussie dollar. Okay, so what we're seeing over here is that this on a daily scale might be a potential expanding flat. Okay, so as long as the market as of now, from my views, that is able to maintain below this level here, you can still see this as an impulse push, this three-wave expanding flat structure, and therefore we're still expecting downside. Okay, but of course, we might need a little bit more confirmation on a lower time frame to help us establish this. Okay, but for now, this is what I'm seeing on the daily time frame, because this move here is still overall a corrective structure as compared to this little drop. Okay, so that's the view on that. Right, so dollar CAD here is a classic example of nothing much have changed since last week, so we just maintain everything as we had so far. Right, so good example of how your analysis, if nothing much, you just maintain as it is. Okay, just a slight update over here on the lower time frame perspective. So that's sometimes you might encounter like that as well, where the market basically just consolidate, does not move for the entire week, So your analysis, not much of a move yet. So this one update over here, you can see on the daily, you're kind of expecting one more push to complete the expectation of a diagonal, and then the lower time frame over here, you can see this as a tree wave. Okay, if the market continue to push lower a little bit here, there might be a potential short-term buy opportunity on the dollar yen as well. Okay, so that's the view on that. Right, so for dollar franc here, nothing much. Basically on the daily is still intact, yeah. Right, update here on the forward time frame. So this is one of the trade that we took last week, with the idea of a short-term move to the downside before the bigger one. Okay, so everything is still moving very nicely. Basically this trade, as we have covered in the Facebook group, we have also shift stops to break even and just let this trade run out as as it is. Okay, actually if you take a look at this trade here in dollar franc, right, and just now what we did on the analysis on dollar yen, they are more or less similar, right, in terms of the patterns that's developing. Okay, so you can see here, basically we are riding this down on dollar franc, and right now on the dollar yen here, we're also looking at the move down first before that push. Okay, so this is something that you can also utilize, where on the higher time frame we are looking at upside, but on the smaller scale there's an opportunity for a shorter term trade. So it's a little bit of a counter trend, but it's still a valid strategy if, of course, it fits into your personality. Okay, so this is a classic example of that as well, right? Where you take a shorter term trade on a counter trend bias on a lower time frame. Okay, but you fully understand what's the expectation on the current time frame as well as the larger time frame. Okay, hope that helps. Yeah.